Howdy, folks. What's going on? This is the Outlaw Hatfield here once again with my camera on, believe it or not. I don't do that often, huh? Um, Not much going on right now. Just waiting on people to show up. I've got some invites out. We'll see who pops in or pops out, depending. Right now, I've got RL with me. How you doing, RL? Earth to RL. Earth to
Not
Black.
bad. How about yourself?
You was muted and forgot about it, wasn't you? I'm doing pretty good. Waiting on Not Strike to show up. Got a couple questions for him. Like, mainly, where's the videos that he took yesterday? He was supposed to get them posted today, and I still haven't seen those. Um, who all's out in the chat right now? Let's see. Well, you're out there, of course. Midnight's out there. Vanessa, how are you, Vanessa? Uh, Amorphous, what's going on, Amorphous? And Midnight. I sent you a link to your email if you would like to jump in here. It's totally up to you. I wouldn't mind having you. It's always good to have a Travi representative. Blah, blah, blah. See this? See this? I send a guy a link, and all he can say is blah, blah, blah. I should just wait for his boss to show up and send him an invite.
I know. How rude.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
out there whining that he's the link and then he doesn't show up, you know?
yeah, I know. He's working. He's working, and he calls me a fool because he's working. Seems to me like the fool's the one that's actually working at the moment.
True.
You know, I got the day off, so who's the bigger fool, the man at work or the man who's got the day off? And not only that,
I'm great now.
I've been playing with guns all day, so.
Thank God you said playing after that statement. I was worried what you were going to say there.
Yeah, well, what could I have possibly said? You know,
what you were playing with all? You really want me to expound on this?
Yes, I want you to expound. Go ahead. Let's hear your interpretation of what I was about to say, or what you thought I said.
How PG-13 are we keeping this?
Well, it's been known to go down rabbit holes quite quickly around here, so hey, it's an open door policy. Just say what you will.
Okay, I was just guessing you were playing with your pecker. If you want to be want me to be truthful here, I mean.
No. No, not today.
Oh, okay.
Not today.
I didn't know. I mean, you had to pay off. I didn't know if you got to go see your one-legged girlfriend at the Waffle House or not.
You know, she's probably listening to this, and she's probably going to kick your ass.
Probably hates me, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She went after midnight last night. He said some smart-ass comment, on one of my videos yesterday, talking about me kidnapping her, and if she needed help, she should bat her eyes 3 times. Good Lord. Yes.
Oh, we got a Tom Z.
What's up, boys?
Hey, John. How are you, my friend?
All right. How's everybody?
We are good, John. We are fantastic. John, did you see my video yesterday I put out there?
I did.
Yes.
He did.
Wow. Somebody watched the video.
Yeah, it's a miracle, isn't it? It's actually a miracle that anybody watches my videos.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I even watched Black Cat's video earlier.
You are desperate for entertainment, aren't you, John?
I saw him. You have no idea.
Well, I know you're a glutton for punishment. You're watching my crappy videos.
Well, you know what? It's you guys are a mixed bag of all things, but they're not bad things.
Well, thank you.
I enjoy each and every one of you.
I think. Yeah.
I enjoy Ellis and RL and Midnight and Gunpowder and everybody. So.
Wait a minute. You left somebody out, dude.
Who?
Well, Clover and Ghost.
Well, they're part of the mixed bag.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Night Strike. You can't leave Night Strike out.
of course, Night Strike. He's the king
Yeah.
of mixed bags.
Oh, we can live out Night Strike. Don't worry.
No, no,
He's the
no.
king of,
We can't leave him out.
he's the king of something.
I'm
Yeah.
happy.
He's
Night
the
Strike's backing
king
out
of
on the
wishful thinking.
You can bet Night Strike's listening to this. He might not have made his presence known, but you can bet he's listening to it.
It's all right. Like, he already knows I'm mad that he's trying to back out on the blue dress thing now.
What? When did he say
He's
this?
got one of his chats not that long ago. I was asking about the blue dress. He said he ain't wearing it now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We don't play that.
No.
No,
It's not really up to him. So
no.
Yeah.
He put his foot in his mouth. He said he was going to do it.
yep, that's correct.
So, and I told him up front the other night. I said, you know what? You're going to Tulsa. You're going to see all these guys, and you don't think they're going to pick on you? You think that it's bad online? Wait till you're face to face with them. I was like, nah. Hey, but while I'm here and while we're talking about Midnight, I'd like to say thank you, Midnight or Night Strike. See, I'm confusing one idiot for my cousin here. I'm sorry, Night Strike. I do not mean to insult you by calling you Midnight.
Ooh.
Yes.
Them's
Yes.
words.
What on earth is wrong with me? Actually, I'm reading what Midnight's saying and thinking about Night Strike. So I am so sorry, Night Strike. I did not mean to insult you by calling you a Travi. Now that that's cleared, I would like to say thank you to Night Strike for allowing me to come out to his house yesterday, do some shooting. I had a great time. I didn't spend a whole lot of time there and like to have spent a lot more, but the girlfriend had to get ready for work, and so we had to leave early. And it's good. It's fine. I got the Wyndham sided in. Uh, she can do the job.
So
She can
when
nail
are you
some
gonna get
nails if I
those
need her
videos up?
to. I don't know. He made some videos yesterday, and he said he was going to post them sometime today. He said he was just going to put them over on GunTube, and I said, no, you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and put it on Ghost on YouTube and GunTube. That way, you know, both audiences has a chance to see it because not everybody's on GunTube yet.
Correct.
So go ahead and put it on both. And I've been going back and forth from YouTube to GunTube all day, checking to see if he's posted it yet, and he hasn't. So
Okay. Do you have
um,
your own videos
no,
of that?
I didn't bother.
Okay.
I didn't bother. I figured one of us putting it out there would be plenty. You know, it'd just be the same crap from both channels. So
Well, nothing wrong with that.
well, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
More fun for everybody. You know,
yep.
it's like they say about a big person like me. Just more to love. You know.
Oh, we all love you, John.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody loves some John Z in their
Oh
life.
yeah,
You know.
that's what I'm talking about.
Gunpowder Ghost, I have sent you both links if you'd like to jump in here. It's completely and totally up to you. Just check the gun channel side. It is there. Speaking of the gun channel side, I have to remember to check that now that it's back up because I had it again. Is anybody watching over there? Nope.
On what? On gun channels?
Yes, nobody is watching over on gun channels. Well, looks like it's just us and the YouTube side at the moment, but that's okay.
Uh, I'll go there now, but there's no link in the main chat. So let me
There
find it.
should be because I posted it on the main gun channels page.
No, no, I'm talking about in the main chat.
Oh, okay, okay.
Let's see. You are there, and I am there.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. Well, at least two important people are there, right?
Well, let's do this. Here's the link for the gun channels. If anybody wants to hop on over there and sign up, if you're not signed up.
And if you're not signed up, what is wrong with you?
Heck yeah.
God, you are so behind the times if you're not over on gun channels now.
All right, we got old 60 Yarmoury one on the gun channels.
Yeah. Well, At least somebody's showing up now. Yep. Old 60 Armory 1, how are you? John Z, I know how you are. You're stuck in New York and miserable.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, well.
But thanks for the reminder.
Oh, you're welcome. That's why I'm here. That's exactly why we are here, is to keep you knowing where you're at, so that you will have inspiration to get the fuck out.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
We are going to do all we can to get you the fuck out.
Hey, Cycle. Hey, Nick of Earth. Had to do the backspace thing. Roger that.
Yeah. Cycle Camp, how are you? We were talking about you on my show. I think it was last night or not before, one or the other. Yeah, we were discussing you and your knowledge of military weaponry from the past. Cycle Camp is one of those guys I could just listen to, because the knowledge that he has about these things is just unreal. And he's kind of modest about it. But if you want to know something about some older military weapons, talk to Cycle Camp. He's the man to talk to. Whether he admits it or not, he probably knows more than everybody on this panel right now combined.
Yep. Cycle Camp is a pretty smart fellow.
Which isn't saying a whole lot about this particular panel. Oh, wait, Gunpowder's here now, so we do have some intelligence showing up. How are you, Gunpowder? How are you, Gunpowder?
I'm having some technical difficulties trying to turn my mic on, but I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for the link. How are you guys doing?
We are great. Your name is Tardot. Of course you're having technical difficulties.
Right, of course.
What's up, Gunpowder?
Not much. Enjoying the rainy weather that we're getting in Texas today. Still ain't got no snow, so, all y'all snow states, y'all been slacking on sending me your snow. Just, thought I'd throw that out there.
So where's the other half?
He is in bed asleep.
Yeah, I saw his video. I saw his video earlier about the do you carry concealed or do you carry open? And he had some pretty good points he made in that video.
That's an interesting argument. There's some on the one side that says, why give the advantage to the bad guys? If they see you've got a gun, you're going to be the first person that they go after, because they know that you're armed, or they're going to try to take your gun because they know that you're armed. The other side of that coin is this: maybe if they see that gun, they won't be so stupid as to try something to begin with.
And that's my whole thing about it. If everybody knows what everybody else has, nobody's going to be stupid enough, like you just said.
Yeah.
Well, and I had a cop actually tell me that it should be against the law to cover up such a pretty gun, and so I was like, you know what? That's true. Okay, I'm gonna open carry for you, sir. I'll open carry.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. It makes me happy.
Well, Midnight was mentioning before the testimony that Cycle Camp had given at his Connecticut State house, I guess. Did anybody else watch that?
I have not. I've been meaning to. I just have not had a chance. I've been doing other crap.
Yeah, it was actually impressive and sad at the same time to see the lawmakers, the people who are actually making up the law, being, in my opinion, rather clueless on the laws they're talking about making.
Do you honestly
Judiciary Committee public hearing? That's what they called it. Thank you, Cycle.
Do you honestly think that these people read those laws?
When they make them 5,000 pages each, and they give them a couple of days to read it.
A couple of days, 5,000 pages? No, they need a few weeks to read that, and probably a few months to actually let it sink in what it's actually saying.
There
But he
was
could pretty much
one
get.
politician, Bishop, whining and complaining. Well, I can't say whining, but he was kind of throwing a fit because they sit there and bring out all these freaking pages of stuff that they're supposed to be able to read in a matter of hours. And then they pop up these, hearings and stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, this is what we're going to try to pass. And nobody has the time to sit there and look through it or go through everything. I understand why he was mad because that's some shady stuff going on.
You
Yeah.
said it.
Did any of y'all watch the Alamy Pro? No, it wasn't Alan. It was Coda Boy 32 video about the North Carolina sheriff.
No, what happened?
He's
No, not
on
yet.
the very beginning of the video. This guy who's wanting to be sheriff in this county in North Carolina. The very first thing you hear on the video is him saying that all of us are talking about taking the guns from our cold dead hands. He says, "Okay." Like it's going to be that simple. He's just going to shoot people with guns.
Well, I hope he packs a lunch because I'm going to get hungry after that ass whooping.
It's that's the problem right now is sheriffs like that with that kind of mentality.
Well,
See,
yeah.
I
I
know.
mean, but we've also got a president who's trying to skip the due process, so it's kind of all over the spectrum right
Well,
now.
yeah, I
No,
agree.
he's got a process he wants to go through. It's
Oh,
just not
really?
the
Because
right process.
the last thing I saw about his little speech that he had was pretty much summing it up with let's skip due process. If you think they're crazy, then they can go through the process of trying to get their guns back. And that's like, no, that's not how this works.
So
That's
this channel I watch, Admiral Preparedness. He posted the video of the 5 at 5
yes,
on Fox, and they were talking about this specific thing, and it
yes,
just made me
midnight.
want to
That's what I
take
was
the
talking
liberal
about.
guy, just smack him upside the head, because he's making the same points over and over from the left, that the boogeyman, but we see that the boogeyman is real if that's the case.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But this guy, anytime you got a guy running for office, especially in office of sheriff, talking about, okay, we will take the guns from your cold dead hands. Is that really a guy that you want to enforce the law in your county? I think that's the last.
No.
See, me personally, if I seen a sheriff or a sheriff deputy in trouble needing help, I'd be willing to get out and help him. That's me. If I seen this guy in trouble and knew what he had said, I'm gonna think so.
Well, if
Okay,
based
because
on what he said,
I
he
keep on driving.
technically based on what he said, he wouldn't need help.
well, apparently,
He would kind of enjoy
That's true.
whatever's going on to him.
you know, it makes good, honest citizens think twice about doing the right thing because not helping you might not be morally right, but you're talking about killing armed citizens, legally armed citizens, because why? They have a gun. We'll take it from your code. Come on. It's like I've said before. If you want mine, you better bring yours because that's the only way you're getting it.
Well, if I ever see him on the side of a road and someone's doing God knows what, I'm just gonna take out my camera, because apparently I'm not allowed to do anything else. How do
Right?
you like me now?
Yeah, it's stupid. Stupid.
But that's what the left does. They want to create no, they want to destroy the sense of family and the sense of community and stuff. They're literally trying to destroy that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was apparent when they started using kids to try to tell voting adults what to do. I don't think children are the thing that you need to be using to push your agenda, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Well, no, they abuse that so much. It's just like, you could only scream, cry wolf so many times.
Pretty much.
Well, I'm sure by now we've all heard of what was the the resource officer that shot the so-called school shooter, or stopped it before it actually happened, before it became a mass thing. And how much media has that gotten on CNN, Fox, any of these major stations? If it would have been another Sandy Hook, it would be all over the place and we'd still be talking about it.
But it doesn't fit their agenda,
It
so
does
why
not.
bother? Why should we
Absolutely.
hear about it?
Okay. Now, here's what we need to do. We need to start calling these news media outlets and saying, hey, look, you're running these stories about these mass shootings. How about running the story about the guy that stopped one with a gun?
Well, again, that would be defeating their
And
agenda.
of course,
Yeah.
they want this to be a one-sided thing. They don't want people to know that there is actually a second side to this, and that the guns have actually been proven to stop more crime than actually is caused by guns or
And
with
that's why
guns.
they love shouting people down because they don't want to hear it. They don't
Eh,
want you to have the opportunity to speak your mind because to them it doesn't matter.
You know, we on gun channels, we out there, we all know this is going on. We know what's happening. We know that guns save lives.
And Midnight,
It's common sense.
yes, we all agree with what Midnight just said. I'm pretty sure he's a despicable human being. Absolutely.
Mm. They're
Yeah, but these same people, the past 2 years, have been bickering about the cops and everything else. Now this year, the cops are the only ones that should have a gun. Our military are the only ones that should have a gun. These same people sat there and pushed their police brutality, and we need stricter laws against the cops. We need to hold them responsible, everything else. But they don't want to hold the criminals responsible for these actions.
Oh no
It's
no
easier to say, guns are the problem.
no
Let's
no no!
take those away, and all
It's
the cops should
everybody
have them.
else's fault but the criminal. And to what you just said, they make a whole big stink about police brutality and racism in the system and all that. But those are the people they want to have the guns. The only people.
Exactly.
I mean, like you just blew your whole logic out the window. I mean, come
and,
on.
and you know what, Mr. Gixer, you're right. What you need to do is turn off the TV. The problem with that is this: nobody's going to do it. We know that the news puts out fake shit all the time. We know we only get one half of the story.
Cycle is saying it doesn't fit anybody's. This case doesn't fit anybody's agenda because it's a becoming more likely it wasn't a mass shooting rather than a love triangle.
Well, even still, the good guy with the gun stopped the bad guy with the gun before he could do any more harm than he had already done.
And that's all that
And,
really matters.
yeah. So, and in my eyes, that's a win.
Oh, and another thing on what Gunpowder Beauty just mentioned just now, Cycle is building on that. SCOTUS already determined LEOs are not responsible for your safety, and the left doesn't want to seem to understand that. But yet, if the Supreme Court or SCOTUS rule on something that meets their agenda, then they will gladly heed those words.
I don't know. I don't know. We can go back and forth about this all day long, and we're just going to turn blue because we all know that what we're saying is factual and it's based on logic, but the liberals don't use logic. You know, if we were living in Star Trek, the guys on our side of the aisle would be the Vulcans. Honestly, we think things through. We understand. We look at the data and we say, there's less crime in this city with more guns than there is in Chicago that has less guns. Why is that? That don't make sense, but it's true. Liberals don't want to hear that. What they want to hear is, well, if we got rid of all the guns, gun violence would go away. Yes, you're right. If we got rid of all the guns, gun violence would go away. Rapings would increase.
Yeah, I
stabbing.
was just about to say it may decrease on gun violence, but that's not going to stop the rapings, the home burglaries, the hijackings, or anything else. Assault, those are going to go through the roof, just like in Australia, because now you don't have citizens who are able to protect themselves from the bad guys. Bad guys are still going to get guns, but these liberals don't seem to understand because they have their heads so far up their butt that they can't see the light of day.
How many?
Sorry, I started a
Here's
rant.
one to look up. How many homemade guns are confiscated every year in Australia since this ban? If a bad guy wants a gun, it don't take a genius to sit in one's garage and build one. It's not rocket science.
Well, I
So,
need to become a genius and start building a gun because I don't know how to do that. Maybe I
well,
need to YouTube it.
Well, you
there,
better YouTube it before they're all gone.
Yeah, I need to YouTube it before they ban all the videos.
yeah. Or we can always, just take those videos, put them on Pornhub. You know, as soon as
Yeah, I saw where they're going to start doing the videos on Pornhub because that's the only place that's not going to ban them.
you know what, and it's like it's been said before. I hate to think that we have gone so far to the fringe that they're now relating firearms with porn. That's to
Well,
me.
I
That's
mean, if you kind of look at it, they both cause a little bit of excitement. It's just in different ways.
yeah, but is that really what we want our kids?
I will not let my kids look up Pornhub to go look at
It,
gun videos.
it's you'd think that the people on the left would love guns, considering they're the reason that places like Pornhub exist.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And that's going to backfire too, and I'll tell you why. You're going to have these liberal free thinkers, that's into all this stuff that goes to Pornhub, and all of a sudden they're going to start seeing gun videos over there. They're going to go, well, this isn't acceptable. So then Pornhub's going to have to make a decision.
Well, the people on the left love bestiality, so God only knows what they're gonna do with those guns.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows? Uh, it's. I don't think it's a path that anybody that's really supporting the Second Amendment is
Rich
going
White,
down.
Rich White says firearms and porn can both result in a negligent discharge. Oh, that's
I ain't
so
touching that.
true.
I am not touching that. I'm staying away from it. That's a rabbit hole for another show. Ghost, you can have that one. I'm gonna let Ghost tackle that one on his show later. Negligent discharge having to do with guns and pornography. That that's just a bit out of my range. So we're going to ship that one off to Ghost or Night Strike and let them deal with that issue. I'm sure one of them can come up with a sensible way to deal with that. I'm not the one. I'm much too blunt for that. Um, anyway, guys, did anybody watch Clover's video about the Schofields earlier?
About the who?
The Schofield pistols.
Oh, the Schofields. Yeah,
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 that.
yeah.
Well, different people pronounce it different ways, I guess. Uh, I wanted to hit on something after watching that video. I'm sure that we all in here, especially over on the YouTube side, all of us have this fascination for old West guns. I know I do personally. I love them. What were some of your guys' favorite old West pistols or rifles or whatever?
Colt 18. What was it? The 1865 lever action was 65 or 64 or 65, I think.
Well, let's do some Google Foo and look it up.
Yeah, that's what I should have done while I was saying it, but
Yes. 1865, you said?
yeah,
Um,
1865 lever action. Yeah, that's the one.
Well, let's see it. What do you
It's
got?
short like a mare's leg, but not quite.
Okay. Can you screen share?
I can. Give me 1 second.
Oh, what we got here? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there you go. That is I've
Yeah.
never seen that one before, John.
This is an 1883
Ooh, that
Burgess.
one's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that
one's
is
actually really
beautiful.
nice. I might take that instead of the Colt. Let me see. Uh, where are you? Oh, you birdie makes a 19. It makes an 1866 Yellow Boy, Golden Boy. That's what I want. A Uberti Golden Boy. That's what I would love.
Yeah,
Also,
those are beautiful. Those are beautiful. I love that side loading gate.
the
Though.
Pieta Colt Model
Yes.
1851 EV. That's nice.
I don't like the the way the old Henry's loaded. From the top. Not just that's why I always preferred the Henrys because the side loading gates just made things so much quicker. Um,
Winchester Model 1866 lever. That's yeah, okay. I can't remember which one the Colt was, but this one, the Winchester 1866 lever action. Yeah, I'll
yep,
take.
it ejects from the top. It's a great gun.
Yeah.
Beautiful rifle. Now I've always liked the Remingtons. I love the Remingtons. Those uh 58 Armies were. I thought those things were just freaking awesome, and I thought they actually looked better than the Colts of the time. Just there's just something about that design that I absolutely have always loved. And me and Clover is going back and forth in his chat or after his video there, and he was talking about he could see me with a cross draw holster carrying a couple of those. Uh, and I was like, you know what? It's funny you should mention that because as a kid, when I dressed up to play cowboy, that's how I would carry the guns cross drawed. For some reason, that's just always seemed like a more natural way to carry one of those type of guns to me is just in a cross draw holster.
This Marlin is really nice too. This is
Yeah,
a Marlin 1889 lever action saddle ring carbine.
you know what's sad?
44,
You know
40.
what's sad?
What's up?
You probably still couldn't own one of those because you're in New York.
Yeah. New York City.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah,
We
me
got to
too.
get you out of there. We have to figure out a way to get you out of there.
Me too.
So if anybody's got a spare bedroom for John Z, let us know,
Which
please.
what model did you say you were into?
The 1858 Remington.
Remington. Where's Remington here? Belgian, Japanese. Where's Remington? What the hell? Remington should be like the top ones. Colt.
You could just type in 1858.
You don't want me to do too much. Come on, man.
Well, I guess we can let you be lazy on a Tuesday. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, all right.
John has a right to get lazy once in a while. And while he's doing
I'm
that,
always lazy, dude.
gunpowders or any of those old West guns that you like?
There is, I really can't remember which ones they were. I was looking into Smith and Wesson the other day, and some of their old guns, like when they first started having the design of them. Um, I really can't remember what they were called though. Crap.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess what got me hooked on there it is right there. First picture. I think what really got me hooked on cowboy guns and stuff like that was when I was a
Yes.
kid. I was a big fan of the Lone Ranger series, or God, I don't know if anybody ever watched that or some of the other ones, Gunsmoke. God, there were so many at the time. The Cisco Kid. Cisco Kid was one of my favorites. I love the Cisco Kid and Poncho. And it was just those old cowboy shows that came on. Yeah, I think they were like a half hour long each. Gunsmoke, Bonanza, The Big Valley, Have Gun Will Travel, for crying out loud. Wild Wild West. I was addicted to these shows when I was a kid, and I loved them all. And I just loved the cowboy guns and the riflemen. They. Then when it came to the movies, it was John Wayne, Clint Eastwood. These guys. And I was just enamored with watching these shows, these cowboys, and to seeing the way that they could handle these guns. Sammy Davis Jr. was on an episode of The Rifleman, and he was doing his. And for those of you who don't know, Sammy Davis was good with handguns. This man could take a single action Colt and twirl it like you would not believe. And apparently he was a pretty damn good shot as well. And there's actually videos of him doing that, and it is amazing. And Jerry Lewis is another one that apparently was very good with handguns. And I remember the first time I watched that Rifleman episode with Sammy Davis Jr. twirling those guns, and I was like, man, that's just freaking amazing.
That's a nice 44.
Yes, that is gorgeous. That's the
Man, I wish Tardot was awake so I could sit there and be like, I need one of those too.
Now, later on, they made a cartridge Remington like that. I can't remember what the model number was. I think it was
1875 was the cartridge.
You think it was the 1875?
Yeah, 1875 Remington.
Yep.
Like cartridge.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what it is, but I always loved the design of the Remingtons more than I did the Colts. I mean, the Colts were cool, but just I think the Remington just looks sleeker. It just looks a bit sleeker to me, and it's got those lines that I just love. Now, would I turn down a Colt if someone's going to give it to me? Hell no. I'd love that as a Peacemaker. But if I had the choice between the two, I'd probably pick the Remington over it. But
I mean, the detail in the classic guns from days gone by. I mean, you really can't beat the quality and the detail and the design that went into making those firearms.
Well, you have to remember how much of that stuff that went into making them back then too. A lot of those parts were handmade.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they could produce some through factory work or whatever, but a lot of it was just tedious handmade workmanship, and they come out with works of art.
And the detail
and
the smallest
and of course, Night Strike is here, and he has fucking mail.
How's it going, Ellis?
As soon as I heard you got mail, I had to look. Good
well, it's
God.
not like he can sneak up on you.
Yeah,
he's got that thing going off every 300ths of a second.
if Night Strike was ever in a shootout with anybody, they'd know exactly where he's at. You've got mail.
Yeah, they'd know his location within 2 minutes.
Normally I keep it on silent when I'm out, but when I'm at home, I have the ringer on. So
I think you do it just to annoy the fuck out of me. And by the way,
maybe
there goes the PG rating on this particular show.
Yeah.
Twice.
Maybe
I was
just
going to say something, but Night Strike is way too fast.
But Ellis,
How about that GP 100?
What about it?
That was fun.
Yes, I loved my baby. She done quite well. I'm proud of her. I think I'm going to name her after my girlfriend, Gina.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, you shot her what, twice, 3 times?
3 times. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well,
I just wish you had it loaded with the 357 instead of the 38 special.
well, I had 357s with me. All you had to do was say something.
Now you tell me.
Yeah, I told you then.
Well, I wasn't listening.
Apparently.
You know me.
That's Night Strike for you.
Night Strike, I gotta ask, how'd you shoot with the revolver? Because I was setting short.
You know, I didn't shoot that badly, but I'm not the best with revolvers. Again, I don't like using revolvers too much. I like revolvers. They're not my first choice in a handgun. I'd rather have a semi-automatic. So
Night Strike, where's the video?
I actually have to get it off my phone and splice it together because I took several different cuts of video because it would, we kept getting too much bad wind. So it was screwing up with the audio.
Okay, don't worry about editing anything out. Just leave it all as is. Put it together and put it online.
All right, I'll do that. I'll do that tonight.
It won't take you, 10 minutes to do that?
No,
Yeah, nobody cares about audio. They just care about the shooting of the gun.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I'll do it right before hit or miss. All right.
That'll work.
Tuesday night, 3 o'clock.
By the way, Night Strike,
What's up?
how was my shooting yesterday?
What? When you put that scope on, your shooting was great.
I was having issues with those damn sights. I will admit those iron sights was giving me hell, and I don't understand why.
Yeah,
it might have been the fact that they were just, I paid $15 for night sights off of eBay, or for sights off eBay. That might be the issue.
Okay, tip: when you're gonna buy sights like that off of eBay, talk to Dead Horse first and ask him which ones are good to get. Otherwise, you might end up buying crap.
Well, I think that might be the issue, because once I put that scope back on there and got that scope, that motherfucker is, excuse my French again, ladies and gentlemen, but she was dead on.
And I only say this because Dead Horse is always, whenever he sees a good deal on sites that actually do work, that are cheap, he always gives me a heads up. And, I trust him because he's building ARs left and right like they're going out of style. I mean, he is literally Mr. AR-15 here on Gun Channels.
Yeah, he's the man, I know. But I bought those sights long before I knew a Dead Horse even existed. So,
well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Now, how many people didn't know you were about to go there?
Probably no one.
God. So, Night Strike, what about you? What about cowboy guns? Do you like any cowboy guns?
I do.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Lamont revolver. You know this.
Yeah, that's because it's got the shotgun on the bottom of it.
Yeah. Well, come on. It's not a traditional revolver. It's like a 9-shot revolver with a shotgun barrel. Come on, that's cool. I don't care. That's cool.
Yeah.
There's been a company that made a replica of the Lamont. I don't know if it's still in production or not.
Bernie's made replicas. I know some other companies have, but they want like $1,000 for it. And I'm sorry, but that thing isn't worth $1,000, even if it's a reproduction.
They were pretty expensive when they were out originally. That was a pretty high dollar revolver back in the Civil War.
And they made believe it or not, they actually made not only the Civil War ones, they also made in Europe, and I think in Belgium, they got a hold of the rights to that, and they were making them well up into the early 1900s, where they even made a pin fire and then a center fire cartridge version. The center fire was in like 12 millimeter.
Milliliter?
Milliliter, I don't know. Whatever that metric is.
Yeah, I don't think it's milliliter. And you got Melly. I swear I'm going to shoot your phone. Oh, Lord.
But, I'm a big fan of the Winchester 92.
I will make you a deal, Nice Strike.
What?
I will convince people to not pick on you for a month if you will just get rid of that freaking ringtone.
I'm not agreeing to anything.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not signing anything either.
You know what? If they're not signing anything, I'm not doing it.
Oh, God. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Hey, listen, we are men of our word, and if we sign it, we couldn't be. So
Yeah. So I like the Winchester 94. I like what was it, the Marlin 1895?
I know it now. Would you consider the 94 a cowboy gun?
I would. It's the Winchester 92 and the 94 were in a lot of the old westerns. Like a lot of the John Wayne movies, they were in there. And remember, the Rifleman, the series The Rifleman, that wasn't actually a Winchester 94. That was a 92 he was using. It was a 92 that's mocked up to look like a 94.
Oh, hey, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. But when I think,
Cowboy 73 Winchester.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 73s.
What is up, guys? So, I'm out and about today.
Turnip's video keeps playing on the.
Well, it is okay.
Okay, for a second there, I thought my husband had jumped in the chat. Don't do that, Night Strike. Freaking me out.
But yeah, I like those. You know what I also like, Ellis, those old Leffa Show revolvers where they were like 20 shots in one revolver.
Yeah, well, we're
those
talking
pretty cool.
We're talking reality, not.
No, these are real. These are real. I'm not kidding.
Okay then.
But what else?
That the Walking Dead revolver. Like 20.
No, that's not an old west. What about Derringer?
Yeah, a little pocket Derringer. Those were big for.
Yeah, those were big back then.
Yeah, they were extremely big back then.
There was at least one occasion where someone was shot because of a poker game with a Derringer. Though it's only one recorded.
Well, I'm sure it happened quite a bit, but what about rifles, guys? What were some of your favorite Wild West rifles? I like the Sharps. I always loved the way the Sharps looked. Old Buffalo gun. But I like the Sharps. I like the Spencers. I thought the Spencers were cool. Of course, everybody likes the Gatling gun, but who wouldn't? I'm sure that if Ghost had his options, he'd love to have a Gatling gun. That'd be probably the only cowboy gun he would be interested in.
Well, if John P gets off his butt and gets off the PA here this summer, he can shoot the Gatling gun that we have.
There you go, John.
I heard something, but I don't know what it was.
He said something about you shooting a Gatling gun.
Oh yeah.
But John, could you handle that? I mean, really, could you?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm serious.
I think anybody would want to shoot a Gatling gun. I know I do. Those things are awesome.
Giddy up.
Yeah. There's no reason not to want to shoot a Gatling gun.
Yeah, you'd have to be insane, like someone on the left.
See, that's what they should. That's a gun they ought to find a way to work into The Walking Dead. Is an old hand crank Gatling gun. Could you imagine that? You see a bunch of walkers walking toward them. Somebody flips up the back of a truck, and there sits an old hand crank back Gatling gun, just mowing down walkers. Pop, 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 pop. That
Yeah,
just
I'd
cool as
find
shit.
better things to do with it because you're just wasting bullets and making a mess, and the parts are still going to be moving around.
Yeah, but you're killing walkers, so it's okay.
Well,
You're
yeah,
fighting those zombies. Huh?
you're making more of a mess to clean up. Come on.
Well, that wouldn't be too much of a mess. I mean, they're
Says
already
the guy
big.
from New York, where it's literally a mess.
It's like talking to my nephew. I just don't have a response.
I know. I have the same problem when Night Strike starts talking. I feel like I'm talking to my brother.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, guys.
We love you.
Night Strike. I told
It's
you.
meant with love.
Yes.
Yeah, Jaded Love, knife in the back. Yes, definitely.
No, we'd only stab you from the front. Never.
You are going
Yes.
to.
If I stab somebody, they're going to see it.
And
I'm
she's
not
gonna
someone to
throat
stab
punch
somebody
you.
in the back.
And she's gonna throat punch you with that knife. So better watch it.
Night Strike. You are going to toss up with these people. Well,
I know. I'm going to be used to it, so don't worry.
Oh,
No,
we're gonna make sure of that.
You're not going to be used to it. You see, what's going to happen is you think it's bad online. Imagine for a second these guys face to face with you, looking you in the eye, and giving you this kind of hell, and it's going to be worse.
Well, instead of buying that last gun, you probably should have gotten a ticket instead.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about how you are going to deal with having to put on a blue dress that you said you was going to put on. They're not going to let you back out of that, by the way. They are not going to let you back out of the whole blue dress thing.
Hey Ellis, he just
Yeah.
wanted you to buy the ticket because you're the only one he's willing to share a room with.
Now, I will say that I'm not going to force Night Strike to put on the blue dress because he did say if he met his goal, which he did not. So I'm going to stick to the, deal of he didn't meet his goal, so I'm not going to make him hold up to that. But being in person and he does look like my brother, I am totally going to be ragging your ass, dude. It's going to be awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the thing is, I had to sell my rifle length AR to be able to go. So I took one for the team even before Tulsa.
Actually, I took one for the team because if I ever make it to South Carolina and you don't have a rifle to give me, it'll be my present to you.
No, I still have one for you. It's just,
damn it!
I really like the rifle length AR.
I was trying to go there where you would have to do the dress.
He told me yesterday, John, that when you got down to South Carolina, he was going to let you have the AK. So
no, I said
no, I don't think he was. He's not giving up the AK. Yeah.
I said I'd give him the AR. I'd take the bump stock off of that AR-15 I've got and give him that rifle.
And what are you going to do with said bump stock after you take it off?
I'm going to probably bury it in the backyard.
What are you talking about? You lost it on the boat trip, remember?
Yeah, that amazing boat trip that everyone lost their guns on. It was a really tough weekend, everybody.
I went diving and I fished it out.
Dumbass.
Yeah. See, maybe I need to have a boating accident eventually. I just don't see the reason to do such a thing as of yet. But
see, we've got vacuum seal bags, and so you can sit there and make them waterproof. Doesn't matter what type of gun, and lose them on a boating accident. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
This boating trip is gonna be huge, so huge.
Yeah. I'm going to. I'm going to avoid the boat accident for a while. Yeah.
Midnight Rain set out there. Give me whatever money Night Strike raised. I'll wear the goddamn dress.
Well, it's kind of difficult to do that since he spent the money already.
Yeah. Oh, I bet I would absolutely bet money that somebody shows up with a blue dress Night Strike, and they're going to be
I
expecting you.
got a strapless one. It's already packed.
Listen, if you can't be man enough to do it, I'll bring one. I'll wear one.
I don't have one. That's the point. I don't wear that kind of clothing.
Dude, I made an appointment for you at Victoria's.
I'm not.
Oh, don't buy their dresses. They fit really snug and they're really uncomfortable. Okay, just go to like Goodwill or something and buy a cheap one.
Night Strike just has a little more to love. There's nothing wrong with that.
John, instead of spending that money at places like those, you should be spending your money to get your ass out of New York.
Yes, $40 dress would get me out of New York. Yeah, that'll do it. Thanks,
Hey,
Gina.
it'll get your bus ticket out.
Ghost already has one packed for you. There's several people saying they've already got a blue dress for you and waiting. And at worst case scenario, there are thrift stores in Tulsa.
Raphael,
There's a Goodwill almost on every corner in Oklahoma, so you're good.
There's got to be a plus size dress shop in Tulsa. Come on now.
I don't care.
I've got a feeling there's going to be some pictures floating around with Night Strike wearing a blue dress before this is all over.
Not only are there going to be pictures, but there's going to be memes.
Hey, look, we can even it out. We can get Night Strike in the blue dress, or y'all can get Night Strike in the blue dress. Get Clover to wear a little green kilt, top hat. It'll be great. Somebody bring Clover a green kilt, a top hat. Take a picture with him holding an AR, AK, whatever.
What's Ghost gonna wear? A Smurf outfit?
Of course, you've got to put a pipe in his mouth.
No, you could put whatever you want in his mouth. Just don't ask me.
Put a pipe in his mouth.
I'm not going there, John. You. That's all yours.
No, come on, Night Strike. Be a man, admit.
Nope.
Listen, admit what you like.
I admit nothing. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I have a gun tube T-shirt. That's why.
Are you going to be wearing the gun tube T-shirt, by the way?
Now,
I'm going to be wearing it at the Wanamaker Gun Show.
Is it a strapless T-shirt?
No, John. It's a normal man's T-shirt. So get off my case.
Well, where's the fun in that?
Would you wear a strapless shirt there, John?
Hell yeah.
John, I have.
Did Night Strike make one for me?
John, I have to ask you, why do you have the Twin Towers in your logo?
Why not?
Well,
You don't like it?
Aren't you missing the airplanes and the fire?
You don't like the picture?
I think it's a little outdated.
You don't think there's a meaning to it
I know there's a meaning to it.
that we should not forget?
No, we shouldn't forget.
So why would you ask that?
Because it's the first time I've seen that logo.
It's
Really?
every logo I've had for the last year.
No, you haven't had that one.
Yeah.
No, you have the other one.
Nope, they're all the same.
No, they're not.
It's just different letters.
They are not the same.
Yeah. Check all of my videos on my channel. You'll see it's all the same background.
John.
Yes, sir.
Once you change your logo on one, it changes it on all of them.
Yeah. And they're all the same background.
Well, now?
No. What do you mean now? They're all the same background. Have you actually looked at it before?
Yes, I have. And it seems to me like you're older. You had another background, a few months back that was a bit different than that.
No, still the same background. Same original photo. Might have been a little different color. Still the same photo.
That might have been it. That might have been the difference, the coloring.
Hold on.
Maybe Night Strike is colorblind. I don't know.
No.
Didn't the old one have red in it or something?
Okay, here's the other one. I don't see the Twin Towers in this one.
You don't you?
No, you don't.
It doesn't look anything like the UN building over there, which the Twin Towers would be right behind. Does it?
No, it doesn't look like those right there. No.
You know where the Twin Towers are And right by the water is the UN building, right? You do know that building right in front of that photo is the UN building, don't you?
Yes. Oh, okay. I see it now. The Twin Towers are covered by the Z.
Correct.
Yes.
Raphael says, I thought John Z was an iron worker when they built the Twin Towers. Now it makes sense.
I wish. Probably have a better retirement than I have now.
Yeah, you would have been part of the union.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but still have better retirement.
Now it's not. Maybe back then it was. You know, actually, when a union actually did something.
When were the towers built? 70 what? No, they were built in the 70s, right?
No, they're built before this. Well, 73, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wasn't long after
I thought it was earlier, though.
No. They were built in the 70s. I'm just not sure when.
73, I think.
My earliest memories of them was like 80 something, but I know they were built before that, not long before that. So maybe somebody out in the chat can tell us when the Twin Towers were actually built, because I am shaky on that one. Not real sure. Raphael has just showed up on the gun channel side, or the YouTube side. How you doing, Raphael? We are getting some people now. It's I've noticed that after the 7 o'clock hour
Construction of the World Trade Center North's tower began in August 1968 and the South Tower in 1969.
Okay, so Night Strike was right. They did start making them in the 60s.
But when were they completed? That was
The first tenants moved into the North Tower in December 1970 and into the South Tower in 1972.
So yeah. They were actually completed.
7 World Trade Center was opened in 1987.
They were completed in the 70s, but they were made. They started construction in the 60s. Oh, we were
not 60s. 68.
68 and 69 count.
The end of the 60s. You make it sound like it started in 1960.
John.
Details.
Well, he wants to be right. He's got to be a little more specific. Come on.
No.
By the way, Night, I just realized something. I was at your house for what, an hour and 45 minutes yesterday?
Yeah.
I left with all of my stuff.
Uh-huh.
I left with the AR that I bought.
Uh-huh.
I didn't leave with a bayonet.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Night Strike, you can try to deter the conversation whichever way you want. The blue dress is still on the table.
John?
Just saying.
Okay. We will not be discussing the blue dress any further at this juncture. Unless, Ghost likes to bring it up on his chat, which he's more than welcome to. It's his chat. He can talk about anything he wants. Ghost, you are more than welcome to discuss the blue dress on your chat. And I hope you do. But for right now, we're not discussing it any further here. What we are going to discuss is, what are your plans for the after hours at Tulsa, guys? What do y'all got planned for late nights? I know you're going karaokeing one night, and I hope to see video of that. I want to see Night Strike sing. I really do.
I can't sing for the life of me, but I would totally do karaoke.
I just don't want to spend money on alcohol. That's just it.
Well, you don't have to buy alcohol to sing, dude.
No.
Hey, listen,
It's
I'll buy you all the
Oklahoma, so their
alcohol
content's not
you
gonna be that great.
Depending on what dress you're wearing, Night Strike, I'll buy you all the alcohol you want.
John, you could be spending that money towards you getting out of New York instead, but you aren't.
Honestly, I'd rather see you in a dress.
Wait a minute. Hold on now. I'm going to take exception to that one. Not in a dress and leave New York. I think you got your priorities a bit screwed up there, brother. Grant you, seeing Night Strike in a dress would be cool as shit. Getting you out of New York would probably be a bit more important.
Okay,
So you're coming to
fine.
Texas, right?
Who are you
Actually,
talking to?
you.
You, if you move out of, New York, you're coming to Texas, right? Because Texas
Arizona,
is off.
Arizona, Texas.
Whatever. Got to be Texas. We need more awesome people in Texas. That
Don't
way, these snowflakes get outnumbered.
don't you move to Yankees' homeland of West Virginia. There's nothing there.
I don't know. Maybe that's still an option.
Uh, yeah, West Virginia is not bad, dude. West Virginia is really not bad.
If it's
It's
not
just,
bad, why aren't you still there?
Because his
uh,
father told him don't go there. His grandfather, just like he's got to listen to his family elders. He's being
no,
respectful.
no. The thing about it is where I was from in West Virginia. It was McDowell County. It's the lower half of the state where the only money that was around there was the coal mines. You get out of those few counties that's main source of income had been for years the coal mines. There are other opportunities in the state of West Virginia. If you go up around Charleston, Huntington, those areas, some of the college towns, there's money floating around there. All you got to do is be willing to do the jobs that's available in those areas. Um, McDowell County, you had two choices. You could work at the hospital. You could work at the coal mines. That was pretty much it. Grant you, there are stores here and there that open up, but most of the people that works in those stores had been working there at that time for 20, 30 years. There's no turnover rate in these places because jobs are so hard to come by. Um, but like I said, you get up into the middle of the state, up or northern part of the state, panhandles, places like that, or the college towns. There's money to be made. So it's not like the biggest source of income was the coal. Yes, that's pretty much gone. Unless a miracle happens and they open all these mines back up, West Virginia will never be the place it was in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, or even early 70s. There's pictures of Welch, West Virginia in its heyday, and it was a booming town. You could not go into that town and go from one end to the other in less than 45 minutes because it was just so many people packed into such a small area. Now it's a ghost town.
Times are changing, Paul.
Yeah, it's literally a ghost town. The stores that were there when I was a kid have closed up shop, and they're just empty storefronts and have been empty for years and years and years. Um, we had a store called GC Murphy's. It was a chain store. Um, and I remember going in there when I was a kid, Christmas shopping with my parents. And it was a big deal because it was like the biggest store around, at least in the county. And that's where everybody went to do their Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, birthday, whatever. That was it. If you wanted to go somewhere nice, you went to Murphy's. It shut down in, I guess, the early 90s, maybe even before that. We had a Flatiron drugstore there. And the Flatiron was one of those old school drugstores that had, the the counter with the fountain drinks and they'd make you the homemade shakes and this, that, and the other. It was just,
Good
it
times,
was,
good
yeah,
times.
it was one of those places that was a throwback from like the 1940s or 50s. And they finally, and it fought and fought and fought to stay in business. I guess it finally went out in the mid 90s, and that was heartbreaking. Um, there is still a place called if I'm not mistaken, it's still open. It's called the Sterling Drive-In in Welch, and it's an old school drive up. The waitress comes to the car and orders your food and brings it to you drive in. So you don't see that shit anymore unless you go to Sonic, and it's not the same at Sonic because now Sonic's got this electronic billboard or that you can order your food off of, and these girls actually come to your car, write your orders down on a pad still, and take it back in and get your order in just a little diner. But the food was amazing. They had this sub. They called it the Sterling sub. It was like cranberry sauce, turkey paste that made in shop. Had bacon on it, and it was freaking awesome. If you're ever in McDowell County, West Virginia, go to Welch, go to the Sterling Drive-In. You will not be disappointed. It's the friggin' bomb. But
another good place
where's that?
in I think it's in Georgia. It's called the Varsity. You ever been there?
Of course, I've been to the Varsity.
It was great. I went there many, many times when I lived in Kennesaw.
Yeah, but the difference between the Varsity and the Sterling and Welch is location. We're talking the Varsity's in Atlanta, dude. It's Kennesaw, but it's still considered Atlanta.
Yeah, but it looks just like an old fashioned diner, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can give you that. But hey, Travis, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good, man.
Hey, Travis.
What's up?
Chilling.
How was your day?
All right, man. What's that?
How was your day?
Good. It was good. It's 55 degrees and sunny outside, and doing all right, man. Doing all right.
Hey, Travis.
Yo.
Sandhills was just mentioning something in the chat. Did you see that?
I just jumped in. I just got back. Actually, I got another car.
Lincoln, Nebraska just banned bump stocks.
Yeah, my father told me about that. That is kind of like the New York or Chicago of the state, Lincoln and Omaha. That's where you've got your college crowd. That's where you've got your liberal crowd.
Don't you live
No, I live in Lexington.
Oh, Lexington.
Actually, my dad was freaking out because he didn't know what was going on. He goes, am I going to lose my AR pistol? Because I just gave him one for Christmas. And I go, no, you're not going to lose your AR pistol. I go, it's a handgun, Dad. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, dude, because we got a CAC shockwave blade on that. I said, Dad, you probably don't want to put a bump stock on that anyway. So, yeah, I don't know what kind of precedent they're trying to set. But you're going to get that. That's, like I said, that's kind of the Lincoln or Chicago of our state, just in terms of the gun laws and things like that. They've got some ridiculous laws, like one of them that says if you're visiting, you can't leave a firearm in your vehicle for more than 24 hours. You have to take it into the home. I'm like, what? Where does this come from? Who comes up with this garbage? You ever heard of locking it up? Anyway, is that making national news now or what? I guess I hadn't checked the news at all.
I hadn't seen it. So
yeah, no, I live in Lexington. No, I live in the central. That's our capital city. So that's probably why you're going to get that kind of thing going on. No, I'm not seeing anything. I mean, I know what's happening, but yeah.
Yeah, Scott Pacini just said so. Lincoln, Nebraska is the Nebraskan version of Austin, Texas. Pretty much.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you got your breweries, you got your hipster crowd, you've got your sporting events there, and unfortunately, you've got a big influence over the rest of the state's vote.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, like Austin has on Texas and New York City has on New York State. Yeah, it's messed up.
No, I mean, there's no special carry laws that I know of for Lincoln for your handguns. Your CCW is good in every city in Nebraska. It doesn't matter.
There might be soon.
Well, yeah, at this point, if they're going to push that crap across, who knows? Maybe have to have a special permit. I know in Omaha, they've had this for a long time. If you buy a handgun, if you live in the Omaha metro area, you have to register it with the Omaha Police Department. They have to have the serial number and the model and everything.
Wow.
It's going to help stop crime. I'm sure that's helped confiscate a lot of firearms and return them to the original owners after finding them in crimes,
Registration leads to victims. I mean, confiscation.
Yeah, basically. It's like, what do they need to know that like here in Nebraska too, we have to have a handgun purchase permit that has to go through has to be approved by the local sheriff, which I don't understand that. I think it's pointless because you already go through a background check anyway when you purchase your handgun here.
Well, we've all seen this past year and now, unfortunately, how sheriffs really are not what they used to be.
Kind of like politicians, right? From everything I keep hearing.
But they're the politicians that your immediate neighbors are voting on.
right now, a sheriff is just a stepping stone to a furthering career in politics.
Yeah.
They go from sheriff
Holy crap.
to whatever else they intend to do with their lives. And quite frankly, being a cop would be a good thing. I wouldn't want to be a sheriff. That's just fuck no.
Yeah.
I'll work for you. I don't want to be the sheriff. No, I don't want to deal with that bullshit. I'm sorry.
I'd rather you be the sheriff than the cop, because if you're the cop and someone else takes sheriff, they might be liberal as fuck, and that means they shouldn't have been in sheriff to begin with.
Yeah, but see, I had being a cop, I have the right to say, okay, I'm not working for you anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
the
I
other
can.
reason why Ellis doesn't want to be the sheriff is because he's heard that song, I Shot the Sheriff. But
I did not shoot the deputy.
So Ellis knows.
Yes, Ellis knows a lot. Ellis learned a lot yesterday, as a matter of fact.
You want to hear something kind of funny? I'm reading about that Lincoln bump stock ban. This is going to get you guys going. He said the ordinance prohibits the sale or possession of bump stocks and similar devices that make it possible to shoot 2 or more rounds with one pull of the trigger. Last time I checked, the bump stock still requires 1 pull of the trigger per round, regardless of how rapidly it fires.
So basically, what they're saying is that law they shot themselves in the foot writing that law.
They just write shit up. They don't know what they're saying anyway.
Yeah, I mean, our council members approved it 6-0.
So,
yeah.
So your bump stocks are still legal there. Is basically what they're
until May 1st. It has to be signed in by the mayor, and then they're going to be banned May 1st. They're going to have a gun amnesty day that the Lincoln Police Department is going to schedule before May 1st, where you can turn those in any guns. I'll tell you what, if they're going to give out $200 gift cards, I might just turn in my Jimenez JA-22.
Or there might be a lot of boating accidents.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's been, like we said earlier, those boating accidents have been going around lately. I'm holding off.
God, and I don't even own a boat. That's the weird part, and yet I still lose them in boating accidents.
Hey guys, I gotta step out for a minute, so I gotta head out.
You can't leave.
Not
without a good excuse. But do you have a good excuse?
Yes, but I gotta go, so I will tell you when I come back.
Oh, okay.
Right,
I want to complete.
Have fun with that sandwich.
I'm gonna make a video.
I don't know that this absence is going to be
I'm gonna make a
excused.
video special just for Night Strike. Me and the sandwich.
What is this? What is this sandwich? You guys tell me more about the sandwich when he takes off.
It's just for Night Strike. It's gonna be gonna be juicy.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Just the way Night Strike likes it.
Little steamed hot au jus going on there.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I do whatever Night Strike likes. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
That's a dangerous thing to say.
Oh God, that was funny. Oh man, I didn't even see. What is the topic for today? We're just hanging.
We're just hanging out, talking, chit chatting. We were talking about some cowboy guns. That was one of the main topics I wanted to hit.
Yeah.
What was your favorite cowboy gun, Travis? Western.
Oh my God. Jesus, man, I don't even know where to start, dude. I mean, I haven't really fired a lot of them to really tell you. My dad, it's not really a cowboy gun, but my dad did have a Ruger, a Super Blackhawk, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
That was a nice one. I don't know. When it comes to those older ones, I would like to buy, what was that one that's coming out? There's the black powder one that's being released by, God, help me out here. We were talking about it months ago. There's a version of it you can get right now, but there's another one that's going to be coming out. I don't know if it's H&R that's going to release it, but Colt Single Action Army, not bad.
Yeah.
Pattersons are pretty sweet.
Yep. The Lamont, those were pretty cool. Like I said, though, in that era, I think my favorite's still the old Remingtons. I love those Remingtons. The
1875s. Oh.
Yep. 75s, 58s.
Yeah.
The 75s was the cartridge Remington. They looked the same. It just fired a cartridge, and I love that. It's like I said earlier. I think the Remingtons were a much more beautiful gun than the Colts. I just love the design. I love the way they look.
Yeah.
The lines on them. Love to own one, an original. I grant you can get the remakes, but I would love to have an original. just to say, look what I got. You know. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I'd take a remake in a heartbeat, but the prices on those things are outrageous.
You guys have any experience with the Ruger Vaqueros?
I've never fired one. I
Yeah.
have seen them.
Yeah.
I have. I think it was either a Cimarron or a Birdie Colt Peacemaker. I have fired one of those.
Yeah.
Those are sweet too, dude.
Oh yeah.
Those were sweet. Yeah, I would. Like I said, if you're gonna give me one, I ain't turning it down. You know.
Oh God, no.
if you're gonna hand it to me, I'm gonna take it. But speaking of that, guys, Night Strike said he was going to post that video tonight. I want y'all to watch that.
You guys having fun?
Yeah, we had a blast, yes. Or I had a blast. I don't know if he had a blast. I got my girlfriend shooting. That was funny. She pulled the trigger on a 357 Magnum for the first time yesterday. First gun she ever shot. And I handed her the 357 Magnum.
No,
most people
isn't that what we're not supposed to do the first time we take a person to the range?
Well, it's a heavier gun.
Yeah,
And I gave it to her with 38s in it. I wasn't going to load her up with a 357 Magnum round. I
find the 38s more jumpy in that though. Like just more likely just kind of flicking your hand than the 357. Like 357's got more of a push back when you fire it. When 38s, man, I always shoot them worse when I take it to the range. You would think you'd be better because of less recoil, but that's not always the situation.
I was expecting more of a kick out of it, and then I found out he had it with 38s.
Even at 357 though, it's a rush to shoot that damn thing. You feel like, I don't know how to explain it. There's something about that gun, man. When you fire it, it's like where you point that sight, that's where it's going to go. I mean, duh. But it's an awesome. You get confident with it, you start shooting it really good.
Well, I had changed out the sights on it, front and rear. So I figured, okay, I'm probably going to be off a little bit. And Night Strike had this plastic bottle laying on it. It looked like an old tea bottle or something laying on the ground.
That was wild cherry.
Was it sweet tea? Was it sweet tea? Oh, okay.
It was empty, whatever it was.
It was an empty wild cherry Pepsi bottle I had lying around.
And I decided, okay, well, let's see if I can hit that. And I was what, 20 feet away, 30 feet away?
I don't think I got
Yeah.
Wasn't too far off. And first round popped it. I was like, okay, well, maybe she's not as off as far as I thought she might be. Fired another 7 rounds. Was doing pretty damn good. Let him shoot a couple rounds. Let the girlfriend shoot. And then come the kicker.
Yeah.
I handed her the Wyndham. I wanted to see her shoot the Wyndham. So I put the 7.62 Wyndham in her hand. She fired off a round and her eyes started glowing, and I knew I had her hooked at that point.
There you go.
So hold on a minute, guys. Somebody's hollering.
You had her at Wyndham. You had her at Wyndham.
Yep, I had her at Wyndham.
That's all right, man. Oh. You want to hear something really depressing?
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. Let's just get this out. So we've got city council members were quoted and why they thought that this was something good to ban those bump stocks. We hope that in parentheses, the bump stock ban is really something that'll be reviewed by other municipalities and embraced. It's one small step in the right direction where many more steps need to be done. Yeah, what you need to do is take a step and back off, bub. Oh my God, the mentality of these people. Oh, that's depressing. But on the other end, our state is looking at passing legislation that would protect like all the firearms registration records so that they cannot be made known as public knowledge. Like some cities punish the gun owners by listing their names and addresses in the newspaper, like your concealed carriers and stuff like that. Whereas apparently with the right channels, you can get that information because it's not private in Nebraska, but it's about to be. So that's one good thing we're working on in terms of guns.
Well, it could be worse, I guess. We could have Hillary in office.
You know, what's funny is they're not saying, so what am I supposed to do? If Lincoln bans the bump stock, how am I supposed to travel with my bump stock on my AR through town. Is FOPA going to cover me on that one? Is there a safe passage thing? If I get pulled over and they search my vehicle and the bump stock's on there, I'm not going to get the fine and or jail time they're linking with it? Do they even think about that? All those people that travel through Lincoln are one of our biggest cities in Nebraska. What are they going to do when they pull those people over?
I don't know. They're
And
probably.
I don't care if it's 1 in a million. Yeah.
Wouldn't that come under search and seizure laws though?
I don't know.
They
I mean,
can
like if
ask
I'm a Nebraska resident, yeah.
They can ask you, hey, look, do you have a weapon in the car? You can answer yes. And, you know, and, they're not allowed to search your car without a reason, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Just pulling you over isn't a reason to search your vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But if it's sitting in your back seat, you just came back from the range, or you got to shoot with some buddies, or it's in your pickup on your rack in your truck. You know, that one in a million person that gets pulled over, and that's in there. What's going to happen? And especially if they're a Nebraska resident, are they allowed to not travel through? Am I not allowed to? I'm going to have to take it off before I go into town. Is that what the deal is?
See, that's the problem with laws like that. It turns honest people into criminals overnight.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It turns honest, good people into criminals with a stroke of a pen, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's what people are not getting about the whole gun control thing. With a stroke of a pen, our ARs could turn us into outlaws, literally outlaws.
Yeah.
With a stroke of a pen after that, owning a semi-automatic handgun, period, can turn you into a criminal.
At that point, it's Civil War time. I don't care what anyone says. If you don't stand up after that point, then you aren't a gun owner. You're not for the Second Amendment. You're just some asshole that is a FUD. You don't give a damn.
Well, see, it won't stop there though. That's the point behind all this that people don't get. It's not going to stop with just banning an AR. It's not going to stop with banning semi-automatic handguns. You know what kind of guns they want you to own? In the end, there's only one type of gun they want you to own.
Yeah, none.
None.
That's the kind you use with a Nintendo. Okay.
Did you see the Mr. Guns and Gear video? He had one of those female speakers at the rally that was talking. It was one of those girls. Well, 25-second clip. And she was sitting there saying, "We got her inch. Now we're going to take a foot. We're going to go take a mile," or something along those lines. I'm like, oh my God, child.
Well, really? Like I've been saying for years, literally on YouTube. If we give them an inch, they'll take a mile, or hell, they'll take 20 miles.
And then your home, and then your property, and then your life.
Yeah.
Because the police state says so.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't understand why these kids, man, they're being so manipulated. It's sickening, is what it is. You know.
And I don't understand why people are listening to these kids, because they can't vote anyways.
It's popular media. It makes the morning news show. You get it in all the little liberal entertainment channels, and that's what you're going to get. It shows up on The View.
Think about how many people throughout history has used "do it for the kids" to get their change around, to get what they want. Hitler did it, for crying out loud.
I was just about to say, look at how it turned out for Hitler.
Yeah. Give up the guns for the kids. Yeah. Give up the guns so he can run over your country and take over everything, enslave anybody that he decides needs to be enslaved. And that's where we're going, people. That's where we're heading, like it or not, because they're not going to stop with the ARs, the semi-automatic handguns. They're taking the revolvers too. Then they're taking the bolt actions. Then they're taking the single shots, because they don't want you to be able to fight back at all. They want you to be the slave. And they can be mommy and daddy and tell you where you can go, what you can do, what you can buy, what you can say, what you can't say, and who you're allowed to say it to.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And you think it's bullshit. You think we're talking out of our ass. It's happened before.
And that's the biggest problem, is these people don't want to sit there and realize that history is going to repeat itself when they don't wake up and see the signs that are happening. If you ignore history, it is going to repeat itself.
It has happened over and over and over again. First, you disarm the populace, then you get them under your thumb, and then you turn them into slaves.
And then you wipe out the opposition.
And I'm not willing to go down that road. I'm not willing to go down that path.
No, if it gets to the point where they try and ban our AR-15s again, and they actually succeed, I'm getting all the rifles I have out, and I'm going and starting a militia, and I'm revolted because I'm not standing for this.
Yeah, that's mighty big words, Not Strike. And I'm sure there's lots of people out there right now that's got the same sentiment that you got.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it because we're the same people. Where are those people when we need their help? Whenever for the bump stock ban, they're like, no, they were so quick to give it up, just like the NRA. Fuck them. Either guys, now it's time. It's time to either put up or shut up.
Mm.
You can't have a conversation with these people. You either get up, you get out there, you protest, you call your senators. You literally pound the shit out of your senators, your representatives. Get something done. Otherwise, guess what? Kiss everything goodbye. Seriously.
Yeah, as soon as they pass some sort of an outlaw ban and they knock on the wrong door, somebody that ain't willing to give up their guns, and that guy lights it up, it's going to get ugly at that point.
Yeah.
Because there are people that will not. They're not going to surrender their property. They don't care what laws have been passed. They don't care what regulations have been passed.
It's like I said before, this is not Australia. This is not England. This is not, the UK. People in this country are not just going to hand you over their weapons.
No.
The assault weapons ban that happened in the 90s was bad. It was bad.
It was so bad people remember.
But in the 90s, there wasn't a quarter of as many people that owned them as there is right now.
Because they learned from the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
There wasn't nearly as many people that owned ARs in the 90s as there are today. Hell, I've got 3 in this room that I'm sitting in right now. I ain't willing to give up one of them.
Yeah.
And
now, when you talk about people not wanting to give up their guns, unfortunately, I mean, you can look on YouTube and Facebook and see how many dumbass people are out there that are willing to destroy their guns because they don't want to see it used in a school shooting. That's the mentality of some of these idiots that we're having to deal with. And it's like, are you going to go shoot up a school? No. So why are you destroying your gun?
It's because those same people weren't ever on our side in the first place. Yeah. They weren't even the people on the middle. They were the unsure people on the left.
And here's the thing too. These people that you see making those videos probably has 2 or 3 more in the back somewhere that you ain't seen. They're cutting up the cheapest one they got.
Just the fact that these stupid ass people are out there destroying their guns because I don't want it used in a school shooting. You're a fucking idiot. Unless you're going to go shoot up a school, you're not going to have your gun used in a school shooting.
I hope you learn a valuable lesson from this.
The only way your gun's going to be used in a school shooting, the only way any of my guns are going to be used in a school shooting is if somebody breaks into my house and steals them. Guess what? Chances of that, slim and done. Could it happen?
Exactly.
Possibly. What's the chances? Like I said, slim and none. If you can get past the pit bulls, okay. And then you better hope there's not somebody else home because they have access.
We have a security system.
So you take precautions, people. Come on, do you just leave your guns laying out so they can walk off with them when you leave your house? I don't.
The guns that are left out usually go in my purse and on my hip.
Exactly. So Could they steal the whole safe or the gun cabinet? Probably.
Yeah, but it's going to take them some time.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know.
I mean, ours is bolted down to the fucking floor and to the back wall in the closet. So if somebody's breaking in my house and going to take my guns, one, my neighbors are going to hear them trying to break that shit apart or cut it off the wall and the floor. Plus, the security system, as soon as someone busts in the door, it sends a cop.
Now, okay, guys. Well, Ghost is going to be starting up here in about 20 minutes or so. So we're going to go ahead and call this one done for the night. I would like to say thank you for all the panelists I had, and everybody watching. We damn sure appreciate having you here. Without you, we would not be doing what we are doing. Remember, guys, hit up gunchannels.com. Get over there, talk to some people if you have questions about firearms, and not just firearms. There's people on there that will talk to you about anything you want to talk about. Jump in some of the lobby chats. Say hello to folks. We would love to see gun channels just explode. We want to see not 1,000 of you guys show up over. We want to see thousands. Spread the word. Get people over there from Facebook. If you're on any kind of gun boards, get them over there. Get them talking about it. I want to see gun channels hit 1 million people. I would love that. That would be awesome. And it would be a step in the right direction for the whole gun community. Travis, you got anything to add?
No, man, just a lot of content coming out on my channel now that it's warming up. I'm hoping to get out to the range a lot more, do a lot more range tests. But we'll be doing a caliber corner on Saturday for an hour from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time over on gunchannels.com. It's also over on YouTube, but we prefer you go watch it on gunchannels.com. Otherwise, that's it, man. Appreciate letting me jump in and sending the invite and all that fun stuff, man.
Hey, I love having you, the representative from the Travi here during every chat. I think
somebody's got to keep us in line. You know, it's not an easy job. So,
I think that your side of the story needs to be heard, even if it is mostly crap.
Man, I appreciate it.
Not Strike. What do you got to say, buddy? Other than hit or miss Tuesday nights at 9.
Friday Night Strike at 8. Check out GunTube. And last but certainly not least, shall not be infringed.
Shall not be infringed, indeed. And by the way, that video that you're posting later, are you going to post it on both YouTube and GunTube, or just GunTube?
I don't know. I was thinking about just posting it on GunTube.
I'd post it on both.
All right.
And this is why, because there's still not people that's over on GunTube that's not going to be able to see it.
Right, you're right. Well, they don't have to register on GunTube to watch.
I know that, and you know that, but you're going to hit a bigger audience just posting it on the YouTube side than just one or the other.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Night Strike. Gunpowder.
Well, thank you for the invite. And everybody, don't forget Gun Gals is Sunday, 8:30 Central Standard Time on Jell's Outdoors.
And with that being said, don't forget tonight is Tactical Tuesday with Ghost. Be sure to look him up. He's a great guy. He's got some great information out there. I'm not sure what he's doing tonight. It's always good, whatever it is. Clover Tack has a show coming up tomorrow night. Let's see. That's his youth show that he does for the kids. So be sure to hit that one up. Like I said, hit or miss Tuesday nights. That's coming up at 9 o'clock tonight. Guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Please come back and see us. Like and share our videos. Make sure to subscribe to everybody. Everybody. Have a good one, guys.